What's up, Leo? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a full moon tarot reading for the full moon coming up on June 21st. This full moon is going to be at 9:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be at 1 degrees Capricorn, which will put it in the 22nd mansion of the moon. Why do I always mention the mansions of the moon? All astrology, since the very beginning, that's the card, along with all ritual magic, is based off of the mansions of the moon, the movements of the moon, and what mansions they are in. Time to release negativity. Now, this specific full moon is going to be a strawberry moon. The strawberry moon is called a strawberry moon because it's going to be like a pinkish red glowing color. The reason it will be glowing like that is because it's in occultation, which just means it's being affected on the ecliptic from our vision by the star Antares. The star Antares is the fourth brightest star in our sky and has had great reverence through all of the ancient cultures of our world. In ancient Mesopotamia, they called it the creator of prosperity, the king and the hero, the vermilion star. In India, it has its own nakshatra, which is a mansion of the moon. So if you do Vedic astrology, you'll know what the lunar mansions are. In the Maori people, they called it the chief of all stars. Needless to say, it's a big red supergiant, so it's very bright in the sky, and we see it. And it's going to be affecting the moon, and what does Scorpio represent? Intensity, power, transformation, death, sex, these type of things. So there's going to be intense energy coming from that full moon. On top of that, the moon being in Capricorn, the sun is going to be opposite in Cancer. So that entire axis is about love and legacy, right? Or creating or birthing something and then turning it into something that lasts kind of forever, like prestige, something like this. So this may be a very intense time for like finding love, but it's more likely just to be kind of a hookup or like just an intense attraction to something or the creation of something. But with a caveat to that is Neptune is square both the sun and the moon. And the Neptune always makes things an illusion or delusional or will bring some kind of self-deception or lie. So whatever it is that kind of comes around from this, just try to be very honest with yourself and don't just look at it from like the beginning, the love, or from the birth of something. Also try to look at it from the other side of the polarity, which would be, what's its long-term goal? What is the legacy that can be left from this? What can really be created from this? Because you don't want to lean too much to one side. And don't lie to yourself. See things for what they are, not for what you want them to be. Because that's kind of what Neptune energy is all about. And the sun is also conjunct Venus. So a love could be a thing right now. There's going to be intense energies probably around the aspect of relationships or birthing something new or creating love or conceiving even, like conceiving a child. Because that's what Cancer is all about. It's motherly love. And, with Neptune touching the moon, that's inner deception. That's us like telling ourselves things that aren't necessarily true or like thinking about what we want them to be rather than what it really is. But when Neptune touches the sun, that could be people around you being deceptive, right? Or being illusory, showing you one thing with it really being something else. So those kind of energies are flying around. If you are Leo ascendant, specifically your 5th or 6th house will be lit up. 5th house is that Leo's house, the house of self-expression, speculative ventures, things like that, your destiny, the spotlight being on you. So just be careful what you tell yourself when it comes to Brown. Something may happen and may put you in the spotlight or the center of attention. For Leos, that's going to happen your whole life, really. Just be careful, like what other people are telling you why it's happening or what you're thinking about why it's happening, that type of thing. Be realistic because of Neptune energy. And then if it's your 6th house, that's like being physically fit. That's your house of personal health. Also pets. So you may decide, you may be thinking about, oh man, I want to get a new pet or a cat or something, but then never do it, like that type of thing. Or you're like, oh, I want to start a health routine, but then never actually do it. It's that kind of energy. So just be realistic about your expectations on things and just be careful of like self-deception and even deception from people around you. Okay, so you're walking away from something that you've walked away from recently, and this is it's a general reading, so it's going to be different for every Leo. Something broke your heart or you had to leave a relationship. I don't see any relationship cards in here specifically other than this. I see 3 and 3, so you got 33 33 may be an important number for some of you. Some might be 33 years old. There are 33 vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 degrees in masonry. 33 is the number that how old Jesus was when he was crucified. 33 is a very powerful master number. There's a reason it's got lots of symbolism. It's a very powerful number. Time to release negativity. Leos are normally very positive people. I've not met too many Leos that not only did I not like them, but they just kind of radiated good energy. But you are the sun, so like, but that's just my experience. I mean, I imagine some people got horror stories and whatnot, but that's just my experience. And I study astrology a lot. Leo is a very good sign. This is the core of your readings. Okay, it could be a relationship, something you felt chained to. It doesn't have to be a relationship necessarily. This could be like habits, like bad habits, like bad health, bad eating, drinking alcohol, drug issues, anything like that. It can be just something that's like you feel like is a trait, something that you feel chained to, something that you can't get away from, and you know is kind of like having a negative influence overall on you. But it is crossed by something new. This is also a pregnancy card. So like I said, if you're not trying to conceive, be careful. The astrology also backs it, especially with that in Taurus, which is in the center, the heart of the Scorpion. It's in the center of Scorpio. So it's very intense sexual energy. So just be careful if you ain't trying to get pregnant. And if, you know, that's not your flow at all right now, maybe you're settled down, you're past all that. The birth of something may come in, or the opportunity for something may affect whatever this is that you feel chained to, whether it be a relationship or not. For some of you, if it is a relationship, you know, it's just heartbreak. It's time to move on. You had to move on for some reason. Either they decided somebody new came in, or just decided you couldn't be together for some reason. Maybe some opportunity came, work, they had to leave, something like that. New relationship also, that, you know, this screams new relationship, right? And it could be a new dynamic in the existing relationship, a way to not feel so chained to it. You know, because this is a very sweet energy, very soft, very nurturing energy. In the recent past, there was like a celebration. I mean, could have been something happened at like a party, or somebody went out and they hooked up with somebody, and then that led to the dominoes falling, and then the end of a relationship, that kind of thing. Whether it be you, or whether it be your spouse, or whether it just be that you're the bystander watching this happen with people that are close to you. It could be something like that. But know that it's saying release negativity. So if it did break your heart, or whatever the situation is that did break your heart, you need to feel it. You need to, you know, be like, you know, this makes me sad. Feel it. Like if you need to cry. You need to scream. You want to feel it and really think it out. And feel it out, because you don't want it to come back later because you repressed it. But at the same time, by doing that, you should be able to release it or outgrow it. If you feel it, don't dwell. You need to feel it, and you need to acknowledge it, that it hurt you, or that it broke your heart. Because, like I said, you don't want to repress, because if you repress, then the shadow grows denser, and then eventually in your life it's going to burst out in a random way, because it's like, you need to feel this. I mean, that's literally the science of how our unconscious works. But once you feel it and really acknowledge it, you know what I mean? Release it and outgrow it. And you can move forward, because this is destined. This was supposed to happen. Whatever this is, whatever this heartbreaking situation is for you, this was supposed to happen. So know that it is important that this does happen regardless. Now, if this is like a heart issue, somebody you know has a heart issue, like weak heart, a heart attack, anything like that, you know, it looks like there's going to be justice served from it in some way. So if someone got like hurt or injured in some way, there may even be some kind of like court situation around it. It's really, I ain't gonna lie, this really screams like divorce. I hate saying that, but like it really does, because the justice card is the outcome, but justice will be served. So if this is a heartbreak, or this is a divorce, it needed to happen, first off. Whatever this situation is that broke your heart, because in your unconscious mind, you felt backstabbed or betrayed. And that's just the truth. Right there, boom. And if this doesn't resonate, go watch your other readings, because this feels very specific for a certain set of Leos. Yeah, it's like there was a celebration, everything was good, and then something just from this, something drastically happened. And like you felt backstabbed and it broke your heart. It doesn't have to necessarily be cheating. I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can break someone's heart, right? Somebody gossiped behind your back, outed you to all your friends, or they were holding some kind of secret from you, that type of thing. Or somebody deliberately tried to embarrass you, something petty like that, because people can be real petty. I mean, it's just the way that it goes. But either way, justice will be served. There will be balance out of this. If it is a divorce, justice is going to be served. It's going to be in your favor. If it's something to do with some kind of injury, justice is going to be served. Like, especially if it's like at work or something like that, you're going to get paid. Like, justice is going to be served in this situation, whatever that is. And it's not for us to decide what justice is, right? We like to think, oh, well, this happened, this person did this terrible thing, so this thing should happen to them, and that's justice. That's not how it works. That's not how God works. God is both the yin and the yang, good and the bad. All the duality, all the things that we can comprehend are all created by God. It's all within God. So if something negative happens, and then maybe nothing happens to them, that's still, God decided it had to be that way, because in the end or in the long run or whatever, that's going to create justice. And it's not for us to decide. We're here to experience and interpret, but we are still small in comparison to the cosmos. We are a microcosm of the grand cosmos, but we still are a small version. It doesn't mean we can't go far and don't have great access to some of the higher realms, but it takes lots of work and lifetime dedication. Like, it's very difficult. There could be a child involved in this too. I mean, this could be you feeling like a child again, like getting separated from whatever this you felt chained to. You could be feeling happy and like a child again, but there could be a child that you had with whoever you're separating from. A little fire sign, a young fire sign. If it is that you found someone else, and then so that's, you're leaving this other relationship, it could be with a water sign, or whoever this situation is revolving around is a water sign. Unless it is that you have Cancer in your chart, or like a cusp with Cancer, or Pisces or Scorpio. But with this Scorpio card being here, it's likely it's a Scorpio. So whatever this is revolved around a Scorpio, whatever this heartbreaking situation is. But the advice is, like, you're going to have to be strong. It's a Leo card, right? There's a reason this is a Leo card. There's a lion on this card. Because you're the sun, you're the Leo, you're strong. You're the leaders. Things revolve around you for a reason. I mean, it's destined. This has to happen. It may feel, like I'm saying, maybe it feels, heartbreaking. It feels terrible. This has to happen. And it's hard to see it as justice. But my guess is what it leads to are the changes that are necessary to be made, and what it leads you into is what's necessary, is what the justice is what the outcome is going to end up being, because the outcome is justice and balance. So at the very least, it's going to this big change is going to lead to balance and justice. It's just straight up. It looks like you're the one that walked away. You decided, I'm done with this. Whatever this situation was that you felt chained to, you're like, I'm done. And you literally decided to do something new. Like, you're like, I'm done being chained to this. I'm doing something new. It breaks your heart to do it. Whatever the situation is, whether it be around work, whether it be with family, whether it be spouse. You're like, it breaks my heart because I feel like y'all are backstabbing me. I feel like there's just too much bullcrap going on. And it could even be just in your social group. You're like, I'm done with these people because of this. And then feeling like a kid again. Or you have a child and you're going to have custody of the child. And this is in your environment. So this individual seems to be what this is revolving around. This could be an individual that's new to you, or this is the individual that you're separating from, or like was the boss at work, or was like the main friend or whatever. But like I said, you're going to be strong. You're going to get through it. And justice will be served. And balance will be restored. Just release the negativity. And make sure you feel it before you release it. And you can't really release it until you feel it and acknowledge it. It's just kind of how it works, because you don't want to repress anything, like I said. Okay, that's all I have, Leo. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. Please also hit the notification bell. because my channel is not going to be recommended to you. I'm new to YouTube and I'm a very small channel. So if you want to see my uploads, because they're not going to be recommended on your main page, you need to hit that bell. And I do it on every full moon and new moon because those are the main cycles of the moon, or the main stages of the moon that people understand and know. So I always do it on them. And then we'll always mention what the mansion of the moon is. But either way, you don't have to do any of that if you don't want to. I'm just glad that you're here, and I'm grateful for the view. And I hope to see you here again, Leo. Happy full moon.